Hello, everybody. I have a wonderful show for you this evening. My name is Richard Hardy, and I'm coming to you from the front lines of USAL. Now, there's quite a show, I have to say. Now, we have a few people out there, cameras. We'll get it on your screens, but right now, I want you to focus on something. These people, the people of USAL, these animals. I mean, one of our own, the founder of Kingsport, this amazing man, presumed dead, and now he's back. We should be celebrating, but instead he sends them aid, sends them troops of his own to defend against the coming conflicts. The ones that you hear about every day in the streets of Bermsley. Especially after our magic was taken away from us. By who? We'll find out. We'll root them out. But for right now, I want you to focus on these people. They don't just reject his help. That would be one thing. We'd shake our heads and say, fools. But instead they're fighting back, killing his troops. Look at this. You see it on your screens. A shame. So I come to show you these people. You've seen them. Some of you saw them in the courtroom. These torchbearers, as they're called. You see some of them flying in the air up there. Now, from what I'm being told last time, they were, just last night, some deeds. Some things went missing. Their little home taken apart. Something like that. A lot of distrust among this group. Are they really that close? Are they really ones you can put your trust in? I wouldn't say so, but it's not for me to say. I'll leave that up to you. Now, some of them flying up in the sky over there, raining fire. It looks like they're about to, down on these brave soldiers. Some of them hiding away in the building, like cowards. And look at them, they're using weapons of war against these brave soldiers. A large cannon now, while cutting down these men. And some of them running away into the village. Just like the doctor's favorite. Now, what's that? He's running into the village to go find his adoptive grandfather. Well, let's see if he can keep that one alive. All right. Sorry, your face broke me. I was so in it, but your face broke me.
Brother in Christ!
I was trying to keep it. Fuck.
Everyone rush Autumn.
All right. Well, take me away. All right, back in. But like I said, I have a wonderful show for you tonight. Just keep your eyes open. Don't look away. Don't ever look away. Okay? See, right now, we are at the precipice of a wonderful moment. Right now, we have a chance to take this city, these places, for ourselves. So don't look away. I'd hate for you to miss a thing. Now, Sky Team, what's your first action? You can go in whatever order you want.
I'll take the first action.
Okay, you've
because I've prepared. I'm thinking. Okay, so we pan to not the Sky Team, but we pan to the fleeing people, the citizens of USAL fleeing. We pan to a mother holding her young child. She's running as fast as she can, and she trips, and this terror, this monster, looms above her, raises its weapon, and its head explodes from a well-placed bullet. Elsewhere in USAL, a farm boy, not just 18, holding a pitchfork against, just his hands shaking against this overwhelming force. Again, monsters bearing down upon him. His head explodes with a well-placed bullet. We go back to the Sky Team and see Valier reloading as fast as possible, firing at, setting his sights on those who are just about to fight those who can't protect themselves, and taking out as many as he can. And as he does, he says, "It's not enough. Somebody group, uh, please, group them up for me." And right now, he's just firing on he's providing cover fire for people who are getting away, people who aren't as good at fighting.
Of course. Do me a favor. What you're going to do, so this is how this will go. You used one of your things to attack. So now at this point, you're going to roll d20, add your weapons modifier since you attacked with your weapon.
Okay.
And then they are going to essentially do the same. Now you're in the air, but there are still things that can be done against you. They are not without weapons of their own.
That is a 29.
29. Higher than they got. So you do note some of these undead that are augmented with metal pieces, and not just metal. You watch as some of them, as they fall, their heads explode, their bodies fall. You watch them twitch and writhe as you're re-aiming, but at the corner of your eye you see their bodies are mutating. When they go down, they don't just die. They change. They shift. And then it clicks. Something briefly that you had heard about this man Varys. He was a brilliant engineer, but he didn't just focus on metal and gear and smoke and gun smoke. Biology. The mutation of biology. This unholy affront. So some of them, you see wings start to sprout from their back. Some of them start to peel off in your guys' direction. Now, that was would have been one of your actions. Now, you can do it now. You can hold it off if you want.
I'm gonna hold it off for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna let my companions take some turns.
Okay. So, Sapling or Karafnos?
You want to go or should I?
Do you want to? Do you have something?
I can.
Go ahead.
All right. So, hello. Only one here not used to flying, so it's a little strange. But suddenly in the sky, shit's fucked. All right, gotta try to kill something. Looks around, sees a couple clustered together. Like it's like a 2-on-1 fight between some of these weird robo zombies and some USAL dude. It's like, well, could help with that. And so takes a moment to think, like, what can I do? What can I do? Because of everything that's happened and all of the magic that has been recently lost. And then, almost like it's just out of frustration, just slashes through the air, and this magical energy streaks through where these not quite clawed hands slash at, and it rips open this tear, maybe in the fabric of the universe. Don't think about it too hard. Of bright, pulsating magical energy, the color of which is not really able to be comprehended by the human mind. Um, and it bubbles and it causes eye strain to look at. It's so painful. And this this creature, this wormling of mine, who's done this, just like grabs a hold of it, and the fingers like mesh through, because it's what is it? Is it part of the sky? Is it it's magic. It doesn't make sense. And peels back a strand of it, keeping the rest of it stationary. It almost begins to look like a bow, like of a bow and an arrow, and pulls that back, aiming, because we got to get this right, and releases the strand. That goes first. It flies through past the bow, past the curved streak, and it swivels around and it turns into this swirling barbed arrow that launches down and thunks right through the head of one of the little zombie robots. And soon the bow part follows with it, going in a slightly different direction and thunking square into the head of the other little robo zombie. Um, it sizzles into them almost like it, it it's something. It just is something that can't quite be comprehended. It's something. Is it something psychically inclined? Is it acid? It looks like a bit of a mix, but the shots land, and the person down there looks very relieved but also very confused. Way more confused when looking up and seeing a giant floating horse, so just goes on with their day and goes on to kill something else.
Okay. Um, really quickly before I have you do your role, a lot of the people in the area around this are watching the display. Obviously, I mean they're focused on what's happening. They can't not focus on what's happening, but it's like you see the gears turning in their head trying to comprehend what's happening. And even some of the undead, for what amount of cognition that they have, which isn't much, but it's enough. Some of them just stand there for a moment, just freeze in place, entirely enraptured by the scene before, as you said, it goes back right into the fray. Go ahead and roll d20 for me, and then add your spellcasting modifier.
Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's a good thing that oh yeah, I'm level 5. It's still good. Um that's a 12.
A 12.
That's a 12.
So you are in the air. You are out of reach from many of these enemies. And then you feel something slam into the side of you, sending you spinning for a moment, as one of the creatures that had been shot, that grew these wings out of its back, these large, almost leathery wings made of flesh and metal fused together, it just flies up and slams into you. You are going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, so rude.
It was a hefty hit. It was a hefty one. Now, there are more on the way. So, if you want, do you want to take your second action now, or do you want to hold off? You also, for reference, you guys have these 2 actions you can do, 2 things you can do each turn. You don't have to do both if you do not want to.
Um, so you said that one of them just slammed into me and there's more flying up here?
Yeah, there's honestly, because a few of them got shot, but then a few of them were already on the ground. And now that there's threats in the air, they're kind of adapting on the fly to the threat. There are probably half a dozen currently.
Uh, I will go ahead and do my other action right now really quickly as this one slams into me. I'm not really great at dealing with group things. But there's one right here and Robert, it's pissing me off. So I'm just going to grab a hold with each of my hands, one of its wings, and just tear them off and watch the body fall down.
Let's fucking go. Okay, so you do that. You grab, rip, and they just, I mean, honestly, comes away easier than you expected. Like, these things are undead, it's already pretty rotted, but, like, even still, metal as fuck. And so just rip it off, and it goes plummeting to the ground. Is gone. I don't have anything for you to roll on that, because that's just the thing you do.
Yay!
Okay. It goes plummeting to the ground. Now, before we get to Karavnos, I want to describe this. Because as we go, I will not have to describe as much, because I'll have already done so, but the heat of combat, the beginning of combat. Its body hits the ground with a wet smack. And one of the useful soldiers almost trips over its body as they go forward with a spear that you can tell was just kind of thrown together from what they had. It almost looks like they just threw a kitchen knife on the end of a stick. It goes charging forward and stabs through one of the bodies of this thing, and it enters the torso. It does. And then this undead creature, still clambering forward, grabs the spear and drags itself further and further onto the spear before ripping into the person's jugular, and they fall to the ground. Next to him, one of his people looks over and sees that happen, and another overtakes him. Further back down the line, some of the more armed soldiers with firearms. The sounds here, and Karavnos, this is going to go right into your turn. The pops and crackles of gunfire. It's incessant. It's constant. And occasionally, it's almost like a pitter-patter of a snare drum, occasionally with a bass, a hit, as a cannon goes off. These aren't super advanced cannons. These are your traditional medieval-style cannons, at least the ones that are firing right now. There are some of the gunfire, this crackle, coming from guns that have been ripped off of emplacements by some of the soldiers. Because remember, they had these big walking mechs. But now that the power's cut, they lie on the ground useless. So many of the weapons, the heavy weapons on board, are being carried by sometimes 2 or 3 people at a time because they're so heavy. The people are holding, but they're not winning. Karavnos, what do you do?
He's been in this type of situation before. Similarly, they're not the Stormcallers. So far, they're proven to be damn good men. Flying here. Thought it was good at first. You're enjoying this. Total air superiority. Then he saw these ones fly up. Then now there are these civilians on the ground running away. And it's a hard truth, but in war, you gotta protect your own. You gotta protect the guy to your left, protect the guy to your right, guys behind you. Because if you fall, then the people you're trying to protect, they're not gonna have a chance. So seeing these flying creatures coming at us, there's a few. Lightning just crackles around him, wreathing his body. Arms forward towards the closest one. And then it's like he stops in midair for just shooting forward as this like crackling lightning bolt just straight through one of these, just exploding into this shower of gore in mechanical bits. Quickly turning, spinning around, looking, and then with a hand creating this sort of like leash of lightning and trying to lash out at one and then try and choke it, let the electrical arc singe through whatever tissue is there at its neck.
All right. Go ahead and make me that roll. I'm going to say for this, it would be d20 plus your spellcasting modifier.
20 plus spellcasting modifier.
Okay.
That
And I have
is
done their roll.
that is an old-fashioned 20, not a natural 20.
Oh, that's all right. Better than they got. So you do this, and the body's crackling. The smell of burnt flesh and hair and electronic bits. This smell of ozone. Okay. Well, any of the 3 of you want to do any of your second things? If not, you can save till next and see what happens. There will be something that by the way, for all of you, at the end of each of your group's turns, there is a thing that is going to happen, either on the side of the people of USAL or you.
I'll let Karavnos keep going for now. if you want to. I can do something if you want. If you don't have anything else to do.
I kind of chained it together, the first and
Oh,
second
I
thing.
got it.
noticed, yeah.
So
Lightning bolt and lightning leash.
Yeah.
Just so we're
okay.
all above board.
Well, I
It works.
will. Have they managed to get a pretty sizable cluster of enemies together?
I would say at this point,
People on the ground.
there is more than likely multiple large clusters, either because the people on the ground
Okay.
did so, or whatever. At this point, most of the undead are reaching the front lines, and so they are starting to bunch up.
Okay, and there's nowhere where the line has like broken on our side, like
Not yet.
not really. Okay,
Not yet. They're
so
holding,
I'm
but
gonna
they're not succeeding.
take my gun and at one of these like bunching points, I'm gonna shoot pretty much directly in the middle. And that doesn't seem like it does much. Then I flick my hand and I'm gonna do bursting arrow, which is in a 10-foot radius, it explodes essentially with force. And I'm really hoping that we'll get some shrapnel action in there. In about the middle of their entire army.
Okay. Again, I would say roll for a weapon attack on that. We'll count it as that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's a 30.
You know, I thought they rolled good. They had like a 19 with a plus. That's pretty good. And I was like, oh shit. But no,
I also rolled a
30.
19. My plus is better.
It's better, yeah. Okay. So wow. So you do. It bursts out and you watch as there's this pop and you see their bodies just burst backwards, some of them falling into some of the USAL soldiers who shrug them off using their bayonets and just shrugging them off and then stabbing at the ones that approach. As they go down, these are undead. With the people of USAL, they see their people fall and there's hesitation. They're mortal, you know. They see their comrades, people they grew up with, people they've known for a long time fall, and it bothers them. But when it comes to these undead, they don't think like that. They see their allies fall and they step and crunch their corpses underfoot. Doesn't mean anything to them. And behind them is a large creature, kind of beetle-like, with some draconic aspects, scales, a large maw at the front, this weird amalgamation with a person on top, that being Varys Millane. And he is approaching. However, a note for him. There is a shimmering aura around him and this creature. Some type of protective barrier. There may be a way around it, a way through it, but you see it. So you do see that some of the cannon fire directed on it, it hits and it just fizzles. To correct, because I see in the no mic, Sprocket was the dragon from Lucia, and it was entirely mechanical. This is entirely organic. No mechanical at all. This is simply a biological experiment gone right, depending on your perspective. I miss Sprocket too. Flamethrowers and machine guns. He'd be real handy right now. But that, because I believe, Sapling, you said you did 2 or 3 things,
Yeah,
which it's
you did
okay. Just
too.
keep track. It's okay. And then the 2 of you did too. So at this point,
we
it's
all
the
did
end
too.
of Sky Team. At the end of that, Karavnos. There's a moment you finish your thing and you're assessing next targets, current position, things like that, and you hear something. You hear this rumble approaching you quickly. What would be your first thing that you would think to do? Not what you do, but like what is your the first thing you hear something approaching you rapidly.
It's mechanical. Kind of as a spin, somersault, turn in the air, and get ready to cast Shatter to blow it to bits.
Fuck yeah. What you see is flames behind, not facing you, but facing away, and smoke as Joseph Stone, with a fucking jetpack, gun in hand, is approaching
Hell
you
yeah!
rapidly.
Yeah!
Joseph!
He approaches
Go
and he
King!
My
he,
man!
he looks around quickly and says, "Soldier, status report. What's going on? Are we okay?"
Says on the ground, got a few in the air, trying to take him out, provide cover support up here. Got some of the flying ones over there. Here, watch.
Yeah. He's like, "All right, you watch my back, I watch yours."
Got it.
Cool. And that's end of the Sky Team. Over to Consolida, and then it'll be Merrick and Xavier. Now, Consolida, before you actually do anything here, Valve, over the speaker, is going to... you can hear the cannon charging up, getting ready. You hear scraping of things as the building is rearranged. And Valve says, if you can get some of the... allow some of the targets on board, I can conserve resources and fire more powerful shots with the ones that die aboard. From Merrick and Xavier.
That goes over the speakers so they can hear it.
That'd be correct. You all can hear it, although this is directed at you.
Okay.
Let some of them die aboard. So essentially, I will keep count, so you guys don't have to worry about that necessarily, and I will let you know when you, so to speak, have one in the chamber. But you will essentially get slightly more powerful shots you can use, and they may have different effects, depending. So I'll let you know as those happen and things like that. So with that being said, what do you do?
Outside is a war zone.
Mhm.
Guns blasting, bombs booming, cannons roaring, spells being slung, monstrous roars from so many other things, and then it cuts to silence. Deafening silence as this camera faces a room that is dark. It's rather dark. The remaining power that was stored is now fading as the red dims, and you see a figure stood over a screen and a large control panel. Consolida is watching in horror. She's only ever read about these things in history books. To see it is scary as shit, let's be honest. But her uncle, her beautiful uncles, told her that no matter how scared you are, sometimes you don't have time to be scared. So, with a deep breath, she'll immediately start tapping on this control panel. Buttons whirring, the screen glowing. As over the speakers, people can hear her voice. Specifically saying calibrating targeting systems as the cannon whirs and basically gets ready to load. You hear the sound of it charging and then the like ripple of energy as almost as if her whole being is placed into this cannon. As I'm going to use the cannon to fire, and the beam that comes out of it wouldn't necessarily be like, like a bullet. It's a straight up laser of just pure golden energy swirling with like little specks of stars here and there, and it turns what I assume whatever is in its way into a fine pink mist.
Very much so. Very much so. At the impact site, it's interesting because this is your first time shooting this. When it hits, with the destructive power it appears like, you would expect that whatever buildings or anything or ground in its way would be destroyed. But it's as if there was no beings there at all. As if the undead that were there never were. Their bodies are gone, and the only thing that happened to the area around is it looks a little burnt. You might see the lick of a flame as a piece of grass that was a little dry goes up. But it just erases whatever was there. Now, would you like to do anything else on this turn? Do you want to do a second thing?
I mean, you hear over the speaker again, just basically initiating reloading sequence while that's cooling down, obviously. But I would like to use her action to find the actual targeting chip because I
Yes, because the scanner module, the sort of targeting chip, is missing. Do you look in this room or do you look across Valve as a whole?
I would actually like to look over the recording we had last session.
Ah, okay. You look over. Valve brings the screen back down. You watch Varys going through the motions, grabbing the things, and it gets put in his pocket. As far as you can tell, it is on his person. However, it, there's a chance it could be somewhere aboard. That is just what it shows in the video. And I want to emphasize that. Now, I'm not saying it's on board. I'm just saying, like, that is just what the video shows. Now, could you please roll me a... Since you're using this cannon and it's a very perceptive thing, I would say go ahead and... What's your perception modifier? Is it pretty good?
It's +6.
Go ahead and do a d20 roll +6.
A d20 roll +6.
Yep.
Ooh. Fuck, math. Bollocks. 23.
23. Okay. Not many of them had been coming this way, but at this point, many of their attention has been turned this way. Something I need to emphasize. That laser hits, and it decimated whatever it hit. Now, at the range that these targets are currently, the beam narrowed quite a bit and didn't hit as many targets as it could. However, Valve is actively moving a little bit closer to allow more target acquisition. But they were disintegrated. They are gone. But you can see, and the rest of you that are there can see as well, the ones that go down by most normal means, whose bodies are mostly intact, they're all getting back up. None of them are actually staying down. Many of them getting back up with changes. Except for the ones destroyed by that. Consolidate, you are going to hear as you are inside of that room. You're in there in this dark room, and Valve in a much quieter voice, and you kind of get the idea you may be the only one that hears this, and can confirm for those of you outside, you do not hear this. Ma'am,
Yes.
I think I'm afraid.
Me too.
I didn't know I could feel that.
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Okay. And now we're going to go over to Merrick and Xavier. Starting with Merrick, if you don't mind, just because you just did Consolida, so I want to give you a chance now, going back and forth. So Merrick,
Mhm.
right now, there are enemies on the way, but there are none on board. What would you like to do for this first turn?
First turn.
Mm-hmm.
How far might they be?
Away from
Can I see
Valve
anything away from Valve
itself?
entirely?
Yeah, they are not on Valve yet. They are approaching rapidly, but it will not be probably until next turn until they actually arrive. I don't think they expected a target over here. So um so you can see them, that you know they'll be there soon. We'll say, for the sake of this, the next round.
All right. In that case, just watching these, watching these things start to get closer and closer. He knows that everything that he loves and cares about up there in the control room has to be protected. He can't fall, or else she may. And he thinks he might have to take it on alone. There's Xavier, and there's a slight sigh of relief. He's not one to feel fear, mostly. Never feeling fear. Never will killing. Killing is his business. Killing is his life. But it's not just him right now. It's not just his own life. And he's not following the wishes of his master anymore. He's fighting for something far more greater than power. And so, with that purpose in his heart, begins to bolster himself. He starts to speak this incantation in just this guttural, harsh, consonant-laden language, this fiendish language, and he bolsters himself with this unnatural false life. And so, with that, he has gained some more vitality, survivability, calling upon some sort of ancient force. Looks over to him, trying to bolster anything that might be, or anything else, but with that, he'll. Yes, one more thing he does.
Okay.
And another shorter phrase, again in this fiendish language. He speaks a word, and as he does, this greatsword, this large, long slab of metal that's just been sharpened, it flares to life with these sickly green necrotic flames. And he takes up a guarding stance, ready to strike.
Okay. Now, one benefit that you two will have. Now, there's no rolls needed on this turn, at least for what you have done. Of course, Xavier could do something that may change that. But you will actually get a slight benefit, or rather, the enemies will get a detriment on their next roll against you because you're in a guarding stance.
Cool.
So, Xavier, is there anything you'd like to do?
I actually don't No. He is going to actually put his two pinkies in his mouth and whistle. And past him, like a Tron motorcycle, zips just red and orange as his horse demo sprints forward and starts after seeing a certain friend, or rather not friend, absolutely just evaporate some of the frontliners in the middle of their army. He's going to start basically controlling his horse in a way to round people or the undead soldiers into small enough groups for Violeer to handle.
Okay, it's a very good use of things. Good to know.
He's then going to cast actually, let me read this real quick, sorry.
No, you're okay.
He's going to place a hand on Merrick, only for a short second, and that short second is all he needs. As Merrick, you feel a warmth overtake you. A bit like, when you're cuddling with Conselda. It's warm, safe. But it only lasts for a moment as he casts Bless on you. Before going back to his position, and the Iron Man-esque helmet goes over his face.
Ah, yes, you do have that currently, don't you?
Can I do a quick thing?
Yeah. What do you want to do?
If you're at all looking, Xavier, before you knew how he thought about you know how his opinion towards you had been. But just with that small action, with what you did, there's a slight, nearly imperceptible way that he looks over at you. Something faint like, not quite a smile, but it's acknowledgement. And perhaps there's some level of trust there through an unspoken look.
Now, as you two stand there ready, Consolidate you up in the control room, I have to reiterate. Valve is not super close. In fact, Valve is a little bit of a distance away. However, these creatures are fairly fast. They're approaching rapidly. And that gun you have up in that control room is very long range. And there's no drop off because there's not really any projectile. You're also pretty high off the ground. Now, the reason I say that is not to critique anything you did, of course. But because to you looking out at the armies clashing, it's like the ocean. Looking out at waves moving on the ocean, crashing against each other, far off. It doesn't look like people and undead. It almost looks peaceful if you didn't know what it was. And one of those sides is much larger. That being the undead, of course. It's... Even the sound of the gunfire, well, it does echo and you can hear it and it bounces off the mountain. Of course you can hear it. If you closed your eyes, it almost sounds like the crackle of fire. And as your sword ignites, it starts to kind of blend together. And if you closed your eyes for just a moment, it would almost be peaceful. Seth, you've disembarked, Valve. At this point, you are, for the sake of this, I'll say, because you were going for a bit already. You're probably already almost to the village. That is the only place that I'll just call him Grandpa. That Grandpa could be. It's the only place he could be. What do you want to do? There are enemies in the way, of course. Lots of them. And again, I can do descriptions if you don't want to. Or you can't think of any.
There ain't no way I'm thinking of any tonight.
You just get off work, so that's okay.
Yeah. I also was totally not falling asleep during I don't remember whose part.
It's okay. Because
I'm
right now you were
more
alone.
exhausted than I thought.
The only thing, honestly, may I describe something for a moment? While you look. As you rush enemies in front of you just to get into this village. Currently, you don't see any people. You just see undead feasting on the corpses of people. I think the most striking thing is there's not a single soldier amongst the dead. Not a single one. Because the village out here, it was people. It was families. It was farmers. It was mostly farmers, to be honest. And tradesmen and merchants and visitors who, with the new regulations, couldn't get into the mountain. Then you start to remember the long lines of people that couldn't get into the mountain because of the new paperwork. What happened to them? Where are they? Are some of them laying in front of you? More than likely, yes. People who didn't even live here and were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And now they'll never be anywhere again. But there are undead in front of you. Some of them are taking notice. What do you do?
I think he'd basically just start clawing and punching his way through them.
Okay. As you do, you're fast. You're nimble. You also have this new staff as well, giving yourself a boost towards them. You're able to get through there pretty quickly. They don't stand a chance. They go down, the flesh ripping like tissue paper. And they fall to the ground. You claw at one, its guts opening up, and it falls. And then you rush past, and you hear it. Get back up. So, but you keep going. You keep charging forward. Staying here, these things just keep getting up. But you claw through to get them out of the way. And everyone that falls and you pass, you hear it as its bones crunch, as it mutates, and it gets back up. Interesting thing, you being on the ground, that you would notice that some of the others may not have. The mutations tend to stem from the point of impact, the point of damage. And many of them are adaptations to the way they died. So let's say one of them, its neck got slashed open. So it falls, it gets back up, but now it has this rigid armor coating across much of its skin. Almost reminds you of like a rhinoceros. This thick, leathery exterior that would be more resistant to claws. So, they're adapting, and quickly. Even faster than you. But you make it into town. What you see are people that are alive, but they're being overrun. What do you do? And again, there's not a soldier in sight. You could go on past, you could stop and help. What do you do?
He'd help them.
You'd help them. You fight off the enemies? Do you try to get them away? How do you help them?
He's going to do something he hasn't done in a while. He's actually going to be using his quarterstaff, which is now that new item.
Very nice.
Because it also does fire damage.
Does indeed. Okay. And so you charge in and start attacking the enemies with the new staff? Excuse me.
Yep.
Okay. And you do so. And as you strike and turn, you come face to face for a moment with a man. It's a halfling man. He's honestly probably about where you are height-wise. And he looks afraid. He looks terrified. And you are no stranger to that look. You get that look everywhere you go. Especially now, you get that look all the time. But for once, the fear is not directed at you. In fact, at the sight of you, you see the crack of a smile at the corner of his lips. A look of relief. Go ahead and roll me a d20 and add your the plus for your quarterstaff. Essentially just roll an attack with your quarterstaff.
Ooh. I need math, though.
Mm-hmm.
26.
26. Very good. So you strike. And you strike and you slash and you fight. And you get them away. Now, these ones are burning a bit. And they don't get right up. But you start to see them. They're still moving. They're still alive. And the people look to you, this father, with his children and his wife. What do we do? Where do we go? Looking to you.
Is there a possibility for them to hide inside of somewhere?
There are buildings all around you. You are in the midst of a village. Many of them are partially destroyed, but they could.
Find a building, hide in it.
And they look around and they start to go down the street, away from the enemies. Now, those were your two actions. The last thing that happens, as you stand there, you're looking around trying to find out where to go next. You see this halfling family rushing forward before a few of the undead round a corner. One of them reaching toward the father. And then you watch as this undead gets speared into the wall of the building next to it. You see a rusted, just absolutely, it looks like it came out of a gutter, spear. The arm clad in armor that looks in a similar condition, to be honest. And a figure rounds the corner. He's clad in a robe, or not a robe, a shawl, a very tattered shawl to match the armor. This man looks like he's either seen many wars or crawled out of a mud pit after fighting a bear. And as he spears this, he tells the people to go into a nearby building. It's safe there. Then he looks to you and he comes up and he says, "Are you here looking for someone?"
Yeah, technically my grandfather.
Come with me. And he just starts walking off without another word. You catch a glimpse of something under the hood. The hood is up of this shawl. It's up. It covers most of the face. But you see his eyes are different colors. One of them is a very dull, very dark blue, almost black. And the other is a light blue in the center, and then around it a radiant gold. Do you follow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so, you follow him, and he leads you toward the same building he directed the halflings to. We'll get back to that next turn. So, Seedling. Seedling at this point has reached the front lines, or the lines, we'll say. Maybe not the front line, but the lines. What is Seedling doing?
Feeling. He's kind of hmm. Where is he, first of all? Let's think about it. He's probably like he probably rushed over to some group of people, maybe the USAL soldiers, maybe just some random people fighting back against these things. Cause this is not he's not an adventurer or any sort of fighter with experience, so he's just gonna try to stay in a group and do what he can. Um and that is what he can do is use his dinky little dagger to try to slice through some of these. Yeah, as was posted in oh my good
I see, yeah.
representation of Seedling right now.
And to be fair, whenever it comes to Seedling, if there's nothing super specific, I mean, he is essentially playing support for the people of USAL. That does have an effect, though, with his dagger, or even just him grabbing ammunition for the soldiers with guns, just acting as an aid, someone who comes in, another hand in the fray.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead for me though. Just roll a d20, and add. He said he was doing stuff with dagger, so add like his attack for a dagger.
All right, that is a 17.
They got a 19 on the dice.
Ah. Right, Seedling dies. No.
No, Seedling is standing there using the dagger to keep distance, and occasionally a soldier asking, "Hey, toss that to me," or a person who just watched their brother get killed, and they need to get back. Seedling is there to help, and is doing a good job. But then Seedling is standing there, and one of the cannons that's a little bit farther back, but on an elevated position, almost on top of one of the buildings, goes off, and it lands a little too close.
Oh.
It hits the enemies, and it doesn't directly hit Seedling. Seedling's fine, but some of the people around him, he's standing there. At this point, I'll say he's helping someone up who just fell, and then boom, it hits. There's this explosion of dirt and metal, and Seedling just a splash of blood against the side of his face as the guy next to him just exploded. So, yeah. So there you go. So that is what Seedling does. Yeah. Well.
Oh boy, I sure can't wait to help people.
Basically, like literally, boom, the ground rocks, and then just across the side of the face, just blood.
Oh boy, I can't wait to go on an adventure with my best friend.
Yeah. And now at the end of the round, a couple things are going to happen. First off, I'd like to say, war is hell. War is hell. It makes hell look like a picnic. It makes hell look like a fun little family vacation. Because in war, both sides think they're in the right. And they fight for what they believe in. And in their own eyes, they're the good guy. But this war is worse. The war for USAL is worse. Because one side doesn't think they're right. The undead don't think they're right. They don't think they're doing the great thing because they don't think. They just do. They just were pointed in a direction and they go. And so as they tear apart the people, the man that just exploded next to Seedling just becoming another feast for one of the undead, and then that undead that got down to tear at the flesh and feast is then crushed underfoot by another one of the undead. Because they don't care if they kill their own. And another is replaced. Varys is going to wave his hand through the air, and you see this green energy begin to build, reflecting and refracting off of the dome around him. And you watch some of the dead soldiers of USAL begin to crack and rise to their feet, filling more of the ranks of the undead. Now, we are back over to the Sky Team. Things aren't bad, but they're not great. There was a lot of successes in the last round, and it did help things along. The soldiers of USAL are starting to now get their footing. But whether they can hold that line is still up for debate. So Krevnos, Vylir, Sapling, who is going first?
I'll go last this time.
Okay.
The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. I suppose I'll go.
Okay. That works for me.
All right. In that case, seeing this strange thing happen, it's never really given a second thought as to the fact that this is what they used to do. Sometimes, they'd be sent in, part of the storm colors, they'd get wiped out. We just have to raise them up and keep on going. It's detestable. It's an affront to life. All of these are an affront to life. So he turns, still in the air, looking around, trying to track Joseph, who he's supposed to be keeping an eye on. And sees probably one of those flying ones getting up close. So again, a lightning bolt. He'll rocket after it, arms behind, leashing out in smaller tendrils of lightning. And again, kind of like whipping his arms forward. Both of them to just lash around, once around the torso, once around the neck. Not searing through or singeing through, but just enough to like make it stop. Force control it, take it, spin around in the air, and then towards the group that's on the ground, let go, throw that one at it, and as it hits the ground onto its ally, its undead ally, followed it up with a percussive barrage, just this shattering spell. Another visceral spray of blood and guts and machinery.
Fuck yeah.
Trying to
Fuck yeah.
trying to keep the heat off of them up here, up and down there.
Okay. And so this percussive blast on the ground. For some of the soldiers that are on your side, they keep their attention. But some of the people, they're not trained for this. Some of them might have been ex-soldiers in another life in another place, but most of them aren't. The gunfire, the cannon fire, the explosions, the sprays of blood, they are terrified. But despite the fear, they keep fighting. Because they have to. Because if they don't, they die. And that's not an option. Okay. Vylir and Sapling. I believe Sapling, you'd be going next, because Vylir, you wanted to go last.
Yes. So this time we're gonna go ahead and start to realize that these things don't like to stay down. Um, and I don't really appreciate that. So gonna um like surveying over the scene, maybe sees someone strike one of these fuckwads down, but then it starts to get back up, and that's a problem. So um we're gonna do something a little fun. This is such a good chance to use spells that are low key trash but are really vibey. Um, but just sees one like kind of reforming itself, and focuses on that and makes this sort of motion with the hands of I don't know how to describe it. It's just general. It's like it's like stereotypical necromancer raising the dead type of thing. And around this creature, just out of thin air, or rather ground, because they seem to be coming up from the ground, and then swallowing this little robot zombie thing, is just a bunch of tiny little um they almost look like spiders. They're more they're more pastel colored blues and purples, and they just they're not real. They're just magical. But regardless, that doesn't really matter, as they just swallow this creature whole, and then they all start to like pop and melt, and they fizzle out of existence, but so does the body underneath, at least everything that was organic, just leaving little bits and pieces of metal, some of which were also swallowed. There's just bits and bobs that were left behind.
I love that. Okay.
And I have a question.
Please go ahead.
So that was one action. Can I save the other one for a collaborative thing later on a different turn?
Ooh. You know what? I support collaborative actions. So, yes.
Yay!
Um
Yay!
so just when that comes up, just let me know. Do you know whose turn that's going to be on?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Whose
want to
it'll
do
be?
something with the seeding.
With this eating. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
100%. Really quickly before you go Vilear, uh the little bits of metal left over after this, it gets devoured by this, and the little bits of metal fall again, some of them gone as well, some of them just gone fly off, and then some of them get picked up by some of the other undead, picking up pieces of their fallen brethren, and then one of them takes a particularly sharp piece and jabs it into the neck of one of the soldiers and just rips the jugular. You got to use what you have at your disposal, and they are. Vilear.
well, for my first action, I'm going to keep peppering shots into mostly targeting weaker parts of our army, making sure that no one's not trying to save people, essentially. What do I have to roll for that? Just the
I'll
that's
just say
basically what I
not
did on
this
my
time.
first turn.
Yeah, not this
And
time.
then
I'll
as
see what
my
happens.
second action, is there a specific part of the line that's looks like it's getting weaker?
Yes. So generally, it's a pretty well dispersed amount of soldiers to civilians to keep it a bit more even. Most of the civilians aren't even in the very front, but there's a section where most of the soldiers have fallen. It's getting pretty weakened.
Well, I will look at it, and I will turn to the people, the other sky people, including Joseph. I'm going down there for a bit. try to hold for a bit longer, and I'm going to fly down, and I would like to ready my second action.
Mhm.
I'm gonna ready my wind collar ability. So when they start getting through, I'm going to do gust of wind there and
Okay.
hold them back. Hopefully.
Okay. Very nice. All right. So remember that you have that. Very cool. Well, so that is that's everybody, yeah. Because you're holding your action. Okay. Joseph, he's kind of part of your crew, so he's very simply just going to reach to the pack on his back. He's going to look at you, Karavnos. You know, he's going to kind of fly over towards you and say, um, I'll be right back. And you're going to see the flames on the back just cut, and he's just going to start to fall. And he starts to kind of like tilt his body downward, and he holds this tube in his hands that connects back to the pack. And then when he's about horizontal, a little above the ground, cuts the jets back on, flies forward, and out of the pipe, you just watch flame just coat a good section of the opposing army. And then he jets back up in the air, putting the pipe back and grabbing his actual rifle, readying that. That's all he's gonna do.
Like the old days. The other unit, flame speakers.
Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah. All right. That's him. Concelida, we're over to you up in the control room. I have to remind something for the sake of scenery and ambiance. The room isn't just dark. Occasionally there's this very low pulsing red light. You guys have gotten power on, but those emergency lights are still on because most of the building is unpowered still. You got the control room active, you got the cannon active, valve is active as an intelligence, but there's still this pulsing light, like a heartbeat. You swear you almost hear a heartbeat. What do you do?
What can she do? She's gonna go through firing the cannon again.
Okay.
Laser gun. The big boom.
The big boom. Now, for this one, I'm not going to have you roll anything. It annihilates everything in its way. In fact, it annihilates more because you're even closer now. Valve has steadily been moving closer, the large legs rising and falling and rising and falling. And then you start to see some of these undead getting aboard. You see that some of them, in place of one of their arms, almost has this grafted metal cannon. At the end of it, a rope, a spool, a grappling hook. As they use it, just blindly firing it upwards. Some of them don't make it, and it takes a couple tries. But most of them get up.
I'm scared. I don't like that.
Now they are on Valve. Close to Merrick and Xavier. In fact, they are getting close to engaging, since that's near the edge. But they are there. Now, would you sacrifice one of your actions this turn if Valve asked you to do something?
Yes.
Again, quietly. So presumably only you can hear. Do you trust me?
Okay. I do.
Underneath the console, there is a lever that I have revealed. I don't want to see them die. Let me help you.
Understood.
Do you pull the lever? You find it
Chunk.
underneath. Okay. Funny enough, it was not under there when you guys were down there before. Where it was just a metal panel. But you pull it and you hear a hum. Not too dissimilar from when the cannon charged. And then nothing happens. Yet. So, there you go.
I'm scared.
All right. Be over to Merrick and Xavier, whichever order you'd like to go. There are enemies there now. They are in front of you. They are very malformed, and some of them, in the place of eyes, just have these gaping holes with just lights and random crossbars and wires, and they're ugly. They're real ugly. So
Xavier's just gonna like look at them, turn to look at Merrick. And Merrick, you don't really see much because of the helmet, but he does the hand gesture of ladies first.
He acknowledges the fact that Xavier exists, and I suppose he'll take point. And as he did, there's something more. He's slightly unsettled due to these creatures. And he's 9 again. And he's learning to use the sword, and the flames flaring out in a wide now. He's trained against creatures like these. Yeah. He shrugs off the same mortal wound that he received when he was 15. Enraged, he slashes out in a wide arc as he screams the way he did when training for this exact type of scenario when he was 18, bisecting several of these creatures at their waist, bringing up his sword to take a breath.
hell yeah. Hell yeah. This is the kind of shit I was hoping out of this. Yes. All right. I do need a roll from you for that. It's going to go be a weapon attack roll. Just roll your normal weapon attack roll. They are getting a detriment because you were ready for them.
Alright,
yeah,
normal weapon attack.
Unless you roll really poorly. I think you got this.
I'm scared. Normal weapon attack. That is a 22.
Okay. You are cutting through these enemies with such practiced strikes. They don't stand a fucking chance. They don't stand a fucking chance. There are more. And each one you cut down, as your head turns to assess another target, you see another seemingly has filled its place. They are everywhere. There are dozens at this point. If you tried to count them, you'd be wasting time. But there are dozens. Now, with that being said, that would be your first action. Do you want to do anything else with the second? Or do you just cut down more of them?
Suppose again speak this incantation yet again. A different one, but one that places this cursing hex upon them. Creature. And then as one falls, just keep on shifting it towards others, just having this like roving, this dark magic spread throughout these enemies as they fall. And he just becomes this whirling dervish of steel and necrotic flame, taking down more and more. Every so often, bursts as flame leaps from one target, then to another, and he's fighting, and he's back there again.
Beautiful. Okay. Xavier, it's over to you. You see this. That's actually a very good word for it. Whirling dervish of steel and fire and necrotic energy. What do you do? There are more enemies to fight.
Never once has Xavier had to really pick up his sword like this. This was the main reason he didn't go with Peleus, after all. Peleus was known for a heavy iron fist on how he controlled things, the people he sent out, the morals he had. And Xavier's never truly stuck with that. He'd always take small bounties. He'd go and scare some people into following the law. Or maybe separate a daughter from their grandfather. But never once has he ever figured that he'd find himself in this position. Never once in his training did he think, as he looked up to his own best friend, who he was sparring, that he'd actually have to kill something. But it's the first time for everything. And in absolute utter contrast to Merrick is just the aura of radiance. As Xavier himself lunges forward, slashing with his sword, twice down goes one crowd, another with the second hit, and then on his second attack, pulling his fist back as it glows and shimmers with radiant energy as he channels in the gods that he believes. He uses the skull of one of these ugly bastards and punches it straight off its corpse into a few others. As this head that has been imbued with a smite goes straight through the corpses of everything else behind it.
Mm-hmm. And a detail for you with that being said. The ones hit by radiant energy, most of the ones in your vicinity, in fact, don't get back up. They don't even twitch. And the ones hit with any fire, they take a little longer to get back up. Couple details for you. Okay. Perfect. Let's see. Many of them are not getting up. Some of them do. After this. And more are approaching. None of them get past, however. Not one. Now, for those of you on Valve, you notice as a couple of the... Let me start over. For Merrick and Xavier, the ones that don't get up, and in fact, even a couple of the ones that do, you know, they start to rise, and then the grass around you rises and swallows them. You see this writhing molten metal similar to the walls inside, just simply melts around their bodies and drags them down, and then smooths. Cancelita, up in the control room, you watch as one of the walls changes.
The fuck?
It opens up, and behind it, as if it was always there, just behind the wall, this cylinder, as tall as the room is, and as wide as two of you. This opaque cylinder. Looks like it's made of glass, but you can't see through it. It's like there's a fog. Doesn't do anything. There's a few tubes that go to it. And you hear the sound of a pump of some kind circulating. And the sounds are squishy and wet and crunching. As if meat is being put through a grinder.
Yeah, I realized. Ew, ew, ew.
Yeah. Happening right next to you. Enjoy. Seth. You follow this man. He turns a head over his shoulder as you two enter the building. And inside the building, you see a couple dozen people. This building looks like it was some type of communal mess hall. And it's currently being fortified, most of the doors blockaded, many people holding makeshift weapons. None of these people are soldiers. Some of them hold pitchforks, some of them hold butcher's cleavers, some of them simply hold up their fists, or a book, or something to defend themselves when you enter, until they see it's just another family. And then you two. But he looks at you and he says, "What's your name?"
Seth.
Seth, got a last name?
Loradrian.
Good. Loradrian. I don't know if we have a Loradrian here. There's somebody in the town though. Who are you looking for? Your grandfather. Can you give me anything more? Description, first name, anything.
I don't remember his first name.
Can I chime in what it is?
I don't care. Go ahead.
It's Celiron.
There you go.
He says that.
Celiron. Okay, I'm guessing same last name. Okay. Well, let's. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You're gonna see that one eye glow a bit brighter as he looks at you. He looks you over, and he kind of puts his hood back, and you see this mess, this matty mess of blonde hair. And he just kind of looks. He's like, "Shit." Okay. Well, you're fine, I guess. I had to make sure they get here. Let's go. Let's go look for him in that case. Sure. Really quickly before we go, these things aren't gonna stay down unless we deal radiance. So come here for a sec.
He will.
And he's going to just place a hand or like a couple fingers on your forehead. And you are going to feel this bolstering sensation within you. Got the new stats?
Mostly.
Use what you got. You also, your punches now do radiant damage instead of whatever the normal damage type is. For the main damage, anything additional is still whatever the additional is, but like your attacks in general now do radiant damage as the primary damage type. So with that, what do you actually do? You two leave. They're enemies. Do you want to do anything specific to try to find him? What do you want to do on this turn? If you need more information, I can give it as well.
I think he's gonna do what he'd do best and try to track him down through scent.
Perception check. First actual roll of the game using a skill. You do have disadvantage though because of your exhaustion. However,
oh yeah,
you don't feel as exhausted. There's this bolstering sensation. You feel empowered. It's just a flat roll now.
Okay. 25.
25. Whew, okay. You pick up a scent. Almost immediately, you start to look around and you have a trail. So you begin to follow, I presume.
Mm-hmm.
The man immediately, without a question, follows behind you. So, your grandfather,
Before you ask, he looks nothing like me.
I presumed.
Hmm.
I haven't met anyone quite like you. He's, he's dealing with a loss right now, is he not?
We all are. More than one loss.
He nods. Well, let's not make sure there's any more, huh?
That's what I'm trying to do.
And so you travel. You do reach a building. The scent ends here. However, it was a tavern. Fairly nice one. But it is entirely collapsed. Entirely. The roof caved in, crushing down onto the second floor, and the second floor itself crushing onto the first. Can't even get in. And he stands there and he looks. Shit. You strong or no?
No.
Okay. What can you do? You fast? Are you nimble? Can you fit into tight spaces?
Looks at himself. Looks back at him. He real small. He can fit in spaces.
Yeah. Okay. I'll lift it, you crawl under. I think he's in the basement. And he's
Alright.
going to walk up and he is going to grab the actual flooring of the second floor and he's going to lift above his head the whole fucking building. Don't get crushed.
The fuck are you? But he's not gonna give him a chance to answer, and he's just gonna go in.
Fair enough. And so you crawl in, and you do hear a faint chuckle at the question, the bewildered question. And so you go inside, and I will say you are able to find a door to the basement. However, that's where I'm gonna have to end your turn.
Fine by me.
Seedling. Does Seedling do anything in particular or continue support? Oh, actually, wait. Seedling, you had a thing you wanted to do with Seedling on the turn. So, however you want to do this, yeah.
Yeah. So shit's getting real now. Or rather, it has been real, but it's kind of starting to set in for Seedling, especially after what happened last time. Um, and with this like wet blood on his face, again, it's starting to set in how insane. No, Mike is distracting me.
Don't knock.
Everything is that's going on. And it starts to weigh heavy on her, and it starts to feel a little familiar. He kind of starts panicking a bit, stumbling back from the what used to be a person in front of him, a lot of which is now on his face. Um, just like stumbling backwards, and the screams of the screams of everyone involved, all the civilians and those in the army, those who are fighting, those who are trying to run away, they get fuzzy and they start to blend together, and they start to blend into the voices of the people who he lost 4 years ago. And then they start to blend into nothing, just a ringing in the ears and the pounding of the heart until a very loud sound, loud enough that it rumbles, he hears and feels it behind him as something crashes into something else right behind him. He swivels and turns and looks and sees sees one of the enemies on the ground with a sharp, curved, spiky, kind of bluish in color, but it's very dark, sickle sticking out of its head. Um, he looks down at it, kind of perplexed, looks up, sees his best friend, kind of. It's hard to see from such a distance, but kind of like a look of "What the fuck are you doing?" um, and he hears some more mechanical whirring once again behind him, so he plants. Oh fuck! I dropped my phone. So he
Yeah.
he plants a foot onto the sort of corpse. At least it was probably a corpse the whole time, but it's more corpse-like now. And rips the sickle out of it and turns and spins and swings and lodges it into the other the other one that was behind him, ripping through some. Are they cables? Maybe veins? Whatever it is, some sort of life force. Decapitating this one.
Hell yeah.
With the sickle. I've been wanting to do this ever since it made.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Shit's real. Shit's getting so real. Okay. So that's that. Anything else you want to do on this turn? I just want to clarify.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, at the end of that turn, into the end of the round. Again, perfect time for description. The blood sprays freely from necks of decapitated people and monsters and things. Things get, despite the noise, things can get very quiet when everything blends together. When the screams cannot be differentiated from the whine of metal bowing. When the gunshots just become background noise. When it's so constant and never ending. Eventually it just stops. You still see it, of course, in the blur of shapes, in the blur of color. But it just stops. There's a soldier. He was new. Just started maybe a week ago. He stands there and he was fighting. He was fearful, but he was fighting. And then it hits that point where his ears ring. He was crouched down in a trench, basically. And then he just stands up. He stands up and looks around him. He really looks around him for the first time, taking in his surrounding. He's no longer tunnel visioned on the enemy in front of him. He just looks. And then, much like some of the first undead, his head just explodes. And his body crumples to the ground. He started just a week ago. He had no idea that this is where he would end up. So, back over to the Sky Crew. Who's going first?
Question before we go
Yes.
to our turn. My
Yes.
held action. Is the line still going, or
The line is still held, but if you want to keep that held action, you can.
I shall. For
Okay.
now, I'll go later
It's
in the Sky Team turn again.
you guys rolled fairly well. It is still holding, though. For how long? It seems like maybe one more round. It might break, at least in one location. Oh, nothing happened, by the way. I was just describing guy first week on the job as a soldier got brutally murdered. That's it. That's all that happened.
Uh,
Yeah.
War.
Yeah. War never changes. So Sky Team, who go first?
Well, since I've got another round before that, I'm gonna stay closer to the ground,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I'm going to spend my actions not fighting the undead. When I shoot them, they get back up. I can't do much in there. I'm going to take a look around and see people running the other direction. And I'm going to start moving the people that can't move as fast, the people that have been injured, the people who are just older, not as mobile. I'm going to start helping them get away as
Okay.
my whole turn. Before taking my post back at the first at behind that line, ready to push the enemy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You know, with you being down there, and especially with what you're doing, I want to say something you notice. Not a single, it seems this way, that not a single person in the entirety of USAL, outside or inside, is not fighting. During times of war, when your very home is at danger, when the invading forces are at your home, there are some people who very clearly are here reluctantly. You see a few people dressed in finer dress uniforms, probably very rich people from the inside of the mountain who normally would have just paid somebody to protect them, but they were forced, a gun in their hand, to defend their home, whether they wanted to be there or not. You see the elderly. As you're trying to usher people away, there are some who basically look at you and say, "Get them away. They have more life to live." Who look at you and say, "Save who you can," and then just turn and keep firing. Who's next? Want to do sapling? So just basically reversing order each time. who we start with. So sapling's always in the middle.
Sapling, go.
Ah,
I,
ah,
I choose
okay.
you.
Ah! Sapling, use Thunderbolt. Mm, yes, certainly. I will. Um. uh, yeah. I am very fast. I am more violently inclined than Violeer. So just gonna spend this bit of time, just spend a bit of time on this turn, these turns, helping people win fights. Kind of like how it was in the first thing that I did, where someone was like getting ganged up on. Just kind of help to even the playing field.
Okay, for sure. Go ahead and roll me a honestly just roll a flat d20 here. And they will do the same. Okay.
Hmm.
What do you got?
13.
Ooh, that's close. They got 12. Okay.
Ah.
Um
Oh.
very close. Your help is much needed. Because you guys are rolling well. You're doing things that help quite a bit. But in a thing of this scale, it's always a retreating battle. You find yourself, as you strike forward, as you help somebody in the front, you're all taking a step back. whether voluntarily or involuntarily. You have to. And you start to notice, because you were in the sky, you saw this when it started. You saw where the front was. And as you look at the buildings around you, you realize you passed those a while ago. You're in a retreating battle. Something big needs to happen to turn the tide. Now, anything else you want to do? Besides helping out and supporting and things where they are? Or is that what you do with both of your actions, technically?
Yeah, that's just what I'm gonna spend like this whole thing, like both actions doing. Just popping
Okay.
between like a couple different people and or groups.
Yeah. And I want to say, like, it does help. What you are doing and everything that you do successfully as a group is delaying the approach, delaying the takeover. If you weren't doing anything, they would have been overrun minutes ago. And for reference, because again, we're not going the 6-second turn, it's been probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe, so far. I'll say 15 minutes, to be specific. You've done a lot, and it's delayed things. Now, that is the end of... yeah, we are bending the rules of spells a lot. So, like, the actual times of spells, I'm not adhering to at all. Yeah, like, I would say when the army side of combat is over, that is when any spells like that drop. It is when that is over. Again, yeah, adrenaline is a good way of putting it. You are putting your physical, like, control into your spells. But we are going to go ahead and take our break because it's about break time. So use the bathroom, grab drinks, whatever you got to do, and we'll be back about 5-10 minutes.
Awesome.
All right, everybody, Richard Hardy here. So it seems like we have some developments. It looks like Varys here is approaching, probably for diplomatic means, of course. I mean, of course, he's got to go and do diplomacy, all that boring shit. You guys don't want to see that. What you want to see is carnage, bloodshed, all that good stuff. So let's get back down to the front line, shall we? I have some camera guys down there. If they're still alive. Maybe. I don't know. But hopefully, fingers crossed, their families would be pretty sad. So, right now, looks like we've got these people up here doing things. Some developments over at the building, though. It seems like they have some enemies up there now. Okay, okay. Now, forgot to tell you, just a fun little detail. I'm running for office this coming spring, so if you want to elect me, please cast your ballot now. A vote for me is a vote for your safety. Now, Kravnos, what are you doing?
All right. So let's see here. Valier's down there. Sapling went down to support bit, still up in the air. Or think. Yeah. Okay. So kind of flying around, trying to keep the enemy from getting air superiority, but kind of glancing down, looking down, seeing that now we're retreating battle. There's got to be some sort of part of the line that's about to falter or starting to falter. That could use a good strafing run. So see it, find it, and then just like a crackling lightning bolt flying over it, but in that true like Doppler sense, see the lightning first, and then behind this thing of like thunder, another shattering spell behind. And there's got to be one large one that's kind of there doing a bit of damage. So find just the right proper place to try to hook some sort of machinery. Hands just out, stretched, might hurt myself a bit. Fly into it, lift it up, into the air, keep shooting up into the air, and then just drop it.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Do me a favor.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have you roll me just a d20 spellcasting modifier.
D20 spellcasting modifier. If I can. My dice want to work. That is a 24.
I mean, no. Jeebus. Note for you. You do see among some of the targets hit in this attack, there are these strange mechanical beings, but they look different. They have these large, like, actually, you'd be somebody who would kind of have a word for this. Large cameras on legs, just large, like, fucking things for bodies, basically. Hold on. Oh, that's really funny. Oh my god. God, no, I'm fucking hearing it. Shit.
You know you want it.
I kind of do. So as I was saying, well, what the fuck do you mean? I was who are you? Don't you fucking want to know? See, I don't mind being schizophrenic. I do that half the time anyway during D&D. That's what DMing is. Okay, well, that is your turn. Now, at the end of this, Joseph is going to rendezvous with you.
Mhm.
And he's going to say, they're getting a little uncomfortably close to the gates. I'm going to go back and see if I can get them reinforced. Are you going to be okay here?
Yeah, gonna be fine. Hell, things
Okay.
worse than this. Go help your people.
Got it. And he flies off. Something you notice. You've been around soldiers. Many soldiers. And many of them, especially in your army, very composed. I mean, this is what they do.
Mhm.
He's nervous. He's
Mhm.
very nervous. And it's
Mhm.
not just the nervousness of a leader seeing his people go down. No, it's... I believe this was told to you. And if it wasn't during a session, I will say that this is something that he told you in confidence. So you would know this. He was a private in the military before he was frozen. He wasn't a general, wasn't a captain, wasn't anything, not a sergeant. He was a private. He was in the military because humanity was under attack. And that's it. And now he's leading a people in a war. He's nervous.
Mhm.
So, with that, that's the end of you guys. Consolidate.
Mhm.
This tube that is next to you, the crunching sounds and things stop. And a light comes on a panel that's on the side of the tube, just a green light. And then you watch as very quickly, with smoke, just shoots down, straight down through the floor. And it's gone. It shot down through a tube, and it's gone. And then Merrick and Xavier. Consolidate, you'd be able to see this through like what little screen you have there to target and things. But Merrick and Xavier, you watch as the warping metal of one of the buildings, a little hole forms in the side, extending into almost what looks like a cannon barrel. And then out of it, shooting like a bullet, this canister flies and lands in the village. Consolida, what do you do on your turn?
Uh, I trust Valve. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure that's completely okay. She's gonna go back over to the gun, I guess.
Okay. All right. Do you take the shot at the, we'll call them zombies, at the undead? Do you take another shot at them, or it's something else?
I actually want to try and aim the gun a bit more diagonally and down the line, so it would
Mhm.
take out more of what's about to break. I want to try and it's
Hmm.
hard to describe, but I can picture it in my mind. Like, I'm imagining Valve is at a 90-degree angle with the line that's happening. I want to turn the gun so it's not necessarily a 90-degree angle, but more of a 45-degree angle,
Yeah, I get it.
and like just shoot down the line that's I don't want the line to break.
Sure. Okay, multiple things being done, including this, to keep the line from breaking. I'm actually going to give you a couple choices here. You can do what you normally do, roll and see, how many you take out and how much effectiveness this has. Or you can allow this, no roll from you, but just a flat modifier to the army itself, which will be determined, the result of that determined at the end of the round after seedling, determining like if they hold. Or do you just want to kill some of them and there's a chance it's not as effective?
I want to. Eh. Uh,
I can
Just above
describe that a
intelligence.
different way if that was confusing.
No, you're right. They're both good, and it makes me sad that I
Yeah.
can pick one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the armor my modifier.
Okay, so you're just gonna give it a flat modifier.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, essentially it was a choice of like risk of it being really good or really bad or somewhere in between, or it just being somewhere in between. So, okay. By the way, to answer the line just referring to like where the two armies meet. Now, it's of course not a strict straight line separating the two. They're kind of interwoven in each other. It's messy, but that's basically what the line refers to, and the front line is just where the two armies meet.
Would that be taking both of my actions?
No, that would only take one. And yeah, I was going to ask you,
Okay.
what else do you want to do, if anything?
I'm bored. Maybe I do want to take that chance.
Oh.
I'm going to aim at Varys.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Aim at Varys. Do you aim at him or his mount? Because they are two separate targets. They're together, but they are two separate targets.
His mount.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a d20 flat. Add nothing.
Miku Miku me.
Oh my god.
I'm scared.
I rolled. What'd you get?
Oh god. 17?
Natural 20.
Shit.
So here's what happens. You aim it at him. Fuck it. Why not? Let's try. It hits that shell, that protective barrier. And you see, and all of you see, as it gets refracted, boom, just this blinding light. It illuminates the sky.
Shit, I made the sun.
For those of you that may have known anything about the destruction of Kingsport, if any of you had been there, might have gotten flashbacks for a moment. Not because it's the same, not the same destructive force, but that blinding light that makes you squint and close your eyes involuntarily. All too reminiscent. And when it dissipates, Consolida, you would notice first. There's this auto dimming thing on the screen you're looking through, so it keeps your eyes safe. And you look through, and you can see Varys. And as the camera kind of zooms in a bit on him, or on his mount, where you had aimed, rather, its exterior is red hot. It's again not metal at all. It's this scaliness, very draconic in appearance, and they're glowing red hot as if superheated. Some of the beam did get through, but not enough to do enough damage to take it down. However, it can be hit with enough damage.
Okay.
Cough, cough. Maybe if you get one of those cough, cough, really powerful shots by killing a few more enemies on board. Cough, cough. In the next wave.
Yeah. Over the mic, if she can, while she's, fiddling with targeting systems and letting things cool down, just over the speakers, everyone would hear. Last I checked, I think Varys has the tracking module. And do me a favor, let some of these guys in. I'm curious of something.
Oh my. Oh my. Okay. All right. Well. Sorry, just had a weird thought. Don't mind me.
I'm over here thinking,
Devious thoughts.
Kermdy. Kermdy's out over here on the mic.
Jeez. Hey guys, so make sure you let some of these guys in. We need to make sure they die. I want to eat their skin. Um, thanks. Over. Okay. Over to American Xavier. Either one of you first.
I've been going first.
Fine. Been knowing how to cast spell. Xavier will basically just keep on trucking through it. If it wasn't for the fact, that he's like radiant, he might be struggling more than Merrick, but it's honestly just like watching a red Beyblade and a green Beyblade go through these hordes of zombies. And after hearing he'll let he'll let like 3 past.
Okay. And they go. They do seem to have some direction. Wherever it's coming from is unclear, whether it's from Varys or just some kind of instinct. They do go past and start making their way toward the building. Another note, since you did kill some. These ones are not getting absorbed into the ground anymore. Whatever that was seems to have ended. But with that, you let some of them pass, you cut some of them down. Anything else Xavier wants to do? I would say letting them pass isn't really an action. It's more of a lack of action, but you don't have to do a second thing.
Actually, let me have a look at something.
Yeah. And if you want to,
go.
if you need a second to look, we can go to Merrick and then come back, whatever you want to do.
I don't actually. He's just gonna divine favor himself.
Oh.
So he's
Okay.
doing more damage. He's kind of in competition of Merrick, and he wants these are like butter to him.
Yeah.
And
for
he
sure.
wants to be a little bit stronger. And
that works.
I'm gonna say that his horse is still doing the, getting like 10, 15 in a pile and then moving on and circling another pile and fire Lear, do something.
Of course.
Bro, I only get 2 arcane shots. I'm not using another one on this fight.
Gotta save some stuff. Ooh, unfortunately, I will be right back. Stomach's a little upset. Gotta use another quick break. We'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back in it. Okay. So, I'm good, I think. Should be okay. So, Merrick, it was over to you, I believe.
Mm-hmm. We're doing a bit of more of the same.
Mhm.
Again, it's these staccato bursts of this green flame flaring to life every like few seconds, just as the sword is swung, slicing through some and then burning it away, almost kind of rotting away what was already there, until it's just leaving these bits and pieces of the machinery left over, just whirring without any purpose, just left impotent. Uh, uh, Going on, making more attacks, and then as that voice comes over the intercom, he's in his mind he's still there. In his mind, his master is changing the conditions of this test yet again, and so he just slips and obeys, changes up how he's fighting, more so focused on defending himself, letting a few go past, even though there's something that doesn't quite break him out of it, but a pang of fear, something that he has to protect up there. Shouldn't let it pass. But then there's a moment there as he's, for once, forced onto a backstep as he fights. There's one coming over for Xavier, and it's going to get him. It has a perfect shot, perfect lineup, right for the neck. But before anything can happen, just a quick flick of the sword to decapitate that one. And like this sort of sentinel, uh, making an attack to protect this person, which he begrudgingly is starting to trust.
I like that. Okay. I'm enjoying this. Sorry. after like a couple, I gotta like sit there for a second. I'm like, ah, man. Okay. Well. Okay. Oh, perfect timing. Because we would be over to Seth, I believe. By the way, after Seedling, we're gonna do something a little different. Because something's gonna happen.
I'm scared. Oh,
It is the
oh,
result of
I'm
many
scared.
of your actions. Good and bad. And some other things that have happened. So, Seth. You are going down into the basement. You do see a lot of the light behind you from the day disappear and much of the noise muffle as the building is set back down atop you. You're past the point of where it would crush you, but get the idea. You could see him struggling a bit. So, setting it down, conserve strength. You find a hatch in the floor that is open, if but a crack. And then it slams closed, as if somebody was holding it and then closed it quickly. What do you do?
I'm gonna try to open it.
Okay. What's your strength score?
It's 9.
Okay.
He
Roll a
not strong.
d20 for me. Just a flat d20. Because honestly, you and this person probably about
17.
the same. 17? Okay. You're able to get it up a bit, and you do see Grandpa. He was peeking out, and he sees it's you, and then goes, "Oh, sorry, I thought you were one of those things for a moment. It's dark, the light and everything. What's going on?"
He sits there for a second, and he's going to hug him. I'm glad you're okay, Papa.
I'm glad you're okay. And he holds you back. Is
I
it safe
came
out
looking
there?
for you.
Ah,
No. But if
Hmm.
you go with us, it is safe. There's somewhere that's safe with others.
Can you get me there?
Definitely.
Okay. He nods and says, lead the way. And as you leave the hatch, it's already back lifted again. A little bit more, so there's a bit more room. You lead?
He's gonna let. Yeah, he's gonna lead.
Okay.
I was gonna say he's gonna let him go first, but no, he'll lead.
All right. As you crawl out and Pawpaw, I'll call him that now too, it's cute, has to kind of crawl a bit more, and he struggles a bit, but with help, he gets through. You see this man holding the building up, and as you're clear, he sets it. You watch, he's not looking at you, but he's looking down the road, back toward the front, toward the line. And he's smiling. And following his gaze, you see a woman walking through the streets. You see short cropped, maybe a little shorter than a bob, platinum blonde hair, very pale skin, almost pale but pinkish, and a flowing robe of just silver. She's walking toward the front. And he finally looks to you, building set down. Shall we head back? Nods. And he leads the two of you back. Once you arrive, safely inside, this man looks to you and says, I understand you may want to stay with him, but I think your friends need you.
I just wanted him safe. I have to fight.
He puts a hand on your shoulder. I'll make sure they stay safe. I promise.
All right.
The light will guide your way. Now go.
He'll back away. And he puts the quarterstaff on his back and runs because he is faster like that.
Okay. You would end up running past this woman in your path. There's undead in the way, which you would have to bat aside as you did before. But she just walks past them. It's as if she doesn't even notice they're there. Just not a concern, and she's mumbling to herself, very quiet. And you see occasionally she looks at her hands, turning them over and over again. You see her look up and take in a deep breath through her nose. And a slight smile on the lips. It's like somebody walking through a field of flowers, not a battlefield. And then she looks to you, sees you going by, and very strangely runs past. Or not past, runs with you. A little slower, but trying to keep up. And when I say strangely, it's like somebody who's never run before. Or whose legs don't quite work right. Almost like one of these undead is trying to run. But you continue past. And you eventually reach the front. You would see sapling, seedling, sapling mainly, but seedling in the area. You would see many of your other comrades swooping down near the front. You would watch as Joseph Stone flies past, heading back toward the gate. And you see that the enemies are a lot closer than they were when you entered the village. Do you join the fight?
He's going to join it in a very specific way.
Please say.
He's going to reach back, pop one of the pieces of crystal off, and throw it into, as far as he can, into the opposing side.
Perfect. It pops.
I heard none of what you said.
Oh, I didn't say much.
I didn't hear any of it. It cut out for me.
Well, I didn't say anything yet, is what I'm saying. You said you took one
weird.
of the crystals, throw it forward, and I was starting to say, it hits, and shrapnel just spreads out and hits other targets around, spraying of blood everywhere, blood, bone, viscera, metallic shards from themselves. And you're in the fight. Seedling, over to you.
Yay, yay. Seedling right now is probably a bit within the ally lines, kind of nearish the front, but not too close, because that's very scary. He's sort of trying to get into the groove of this whole fighting thing, because it's unfamiliar, it's scary, it's very scary, it's really scary. So right now he's just sort of going around and trying to pick off some of the weaker links, like if any of the enemies look more easy to take down than others, or going and helping people win fights and stuff like that. He's doing his best to help, but he's not gonna go rushing in, because that would be stupid.
For sure. For sure. And it saves lives. Saves a lot of lives. Everything you guys have done thus far has saved countless lives. You all hear a whistle coming from the gate, and a booming voice, not Joseph's, but one of the head guards of the city, calling for retreat. Retreat back to the gate. They've set up a more defensible position there. At this point, the line does not break, and the things you have done have kept people alive. More people to fight back at the gate. People start to rush back. Do you all follow? Those of you that are not on Valve, I should say.
I would like to bring up the rear of the retreat.
Of course. Well.
Because as I do, I'm going to open my wings and do a strong flap. And as I do, I'm going to use that wind color ability I've been holding.
Yep, you have been holding it.
Gust of wind, push the invading army back. Because Gust of Wind, second level spell, that thing that happens.
Oh, yeah. And you do. And it pushes quite a few of them, slowing the retreat, allowing more people to get back. There were some people who were about to get grabbed, and then whoosh, the enemies get pushed back, and they're saved. Sapling and Seedling, you two are closest to the very front, on the ground. I assume you head back as well.
Yes.
Okay. You now, going back, you see Seth has joined the fight. Seth is here now. Presumably that means he found the person he was looking for. That's good. So you start heading back, heading through the village, and as you go, you do see Seth. The man in the building, he's already got people moving. People moving from the house, including Papa, back toward the gate. The gate's cracked enough that people can get through, but not so much that it can't be closed quickly. People are falling back. The army's getting pushed back. Some of these undead are maimed enough that or mutated enough that they're a bit slower. But Varys and his army marches forward. There is one person in this whole group who is not going back toward the gate. Seth, it's that woman again. She's not smiling anymore. She's walking forward with purpose. People are slamming into her shoulders, screaming, yelling, "Come on!" And she's getting just knocked around, but not enough to fall. She gets spun as somebody tries to grab her and pull her back toward the gate. But she doesn't. You see she has this medallion around her neck. Seth, you happen to be closest. You ran right past her. So she walks past you. It's a torch with a hand wrapped around it on a chain around her neck. She looks at you, puts a hand on your shoulder, stopping you for a moment. Opening her mouth, attempting to speak, has to kind of clear her throat. "I'll meet you all inside." And then she lets you go, raises her hand toward the approaching army. And you hear her, Seth. You were the last person closest. You just faintly hear as you go back. "From this day forward, I swear to protect the torchbearers against all threats." And that's about all you hear as you leave. And you watch this small bead of golden light leave the hand and go towards the front of the line. And as it hits the first enemy, it expands, and you watch as radiant light envelops the front of the line, spreading, burning, disintegrating like that beam from Val, all throughout the front of the line. It forms a temporary wall. And then she begins to walk back. And that's the end of that. Now, we are in a slightly different position. Much of the group is now back toward the gate. The army is held back temporarily, till people can get inside. Those of you on Valve have dealt with the majority of the enemies there. So you three, do you stay there? Or do you go inside following the rest of the people?
Wherever Consolida is, that's where Merrick's going.
Of course.
Valve can't get inside.
No.
Would Valve be able to position itself perhaps above the gate?
Technically, yes, there's one issue there. Valve is very large. Valve would more than likely destroy many buildings on the way. Now, if that's not
Fair
a
enough.
problem, the only other issue is Valve would then be positioned in front of the gate. Would that blockade the gate temporarily? Oh yeah, for sure. But that also puts Valve in danger, because Valve would then be an obstacle. And obstacles need moved.
Oh no, I don't mean like in front of it. I mean on top of it. Like,
That's not how it's... The gate is, like,
fair enough.
in the mountain. This is like the big vault door to the mountain itself.
Fair enough. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna ask Val. Val, what do you think I should do?
There isn't a response.
Well, okay, ma'am. Am I able to shut down anything?
You can power off all of it. You know where the power source is, given that you powered it on previous. So you could, yes. Just like unplug something.
I don't like treating Valve like an old computer, man. That's mean. Okay. No, but do you think I would have enough time to set up a password or security?
Sure. I'll say sure. You can do that as like your turn. Yeah.
Okay, because Conselda's gonna set up a security system that only she can access, that accesses the laser. Well,
Oh, okay.
only she and Valve can access, but I don't think Valve would let anyone access it. But basically the laser and anything you'd think would be important for like defense systems, cooling
Sure.
systems, power systems, memory. Basically just putting it all behind her own password.
Sure. Okay. That
Because
works.
fuck you, Varys. I hate you. Stay dead, bitch.
All of the stuff that is digital and all of that can be put behind some kind of firewall or password, but the actual physical stuff is still able to be tampered with. Just to state that way
Yeah.
that's known. Okay, so you do so. What do you do at that point? Where do you go?
I don't know. I guess I'll just tell Valve delete stairs, and then I'm gonna go up to the roof, and I'm going to jump off it.
Okay, stairs do get deleted. There's no verbal response, but the stairs do disappear. You jump. Okay,
Oh shit! Yeah, I need to grab the pets as well.
for sure, for sure,
Saploon's cat, my pet cat, and the turtle.
for sure. Okay, so you do, and you
Turtle's
Yeah,
jump.
freaking out.
I'm just gonna jump off the roof. You're like you're gonna go into the building, Merrick, and you just see like oh, there's Caselda. Oh, there's Caselda, and she
Yeah.
just jumps off.
Yeah. She's going there. She's abandoning this place. Okay, we can go. Come on, Xavier. And then just
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're right, because you say that, and he just puts an arm out as his horse zips by. He just grabs it and hops on,
Okay. So you guys
running
are
forward, just slicing through and carving through them.
retreating.
you are heading into okay, just to clarify. So you guys have to run a little bit through essentially an open field and then hit the village and then hit the group. So you get there a couple minutes of running. And at that point you see this golden wall of light and then this woman walking back. About this point she's probably reaching the gate about the same time you are.
I take like a pocket square that's really decorative out of my suit, wipe my forehead. Oh gosh, that's more of a challenge than I've had in a while. Is everyone are all torchbearers still up?
All of you are together, by the way, at this point. You are collected.
Okay.
So here.
Oh, you're shiny. I say to Seth.
Met some friends. I
I'm
think.
here. I'm here. I'm here. Sapling? Where's Sapling?
Come on, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
Where is he?
You take this, and he will hand you your calico. That is absolutely fine and is a pure puffball. You get handed it, and it's
He's
just like
already.
sunk your claws into it. Next time, don't
Lilith.
leave her alone. Yeah.
Lilith.
Oh god. Ew, oh, you're covered in blood. Wait.
It takes a gauntlet of his left hand off, so he's not touching her with gore. And then he'll tap her cheek and
No.
too bad. Just quick, something quick. It's not too much time for spells.
Ew, you're getting such a hard scrubbing in the bath later.
I know. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Consolida.
Put
What about
everything
you all?
behind a firewall.
Consolida.
Hello
You are
there.
going to feel a very soft hand on your shoulder. And
Ah,
all of you see this woman again clad in this very metallic robe. It flows like fabric, but it's just silver, like very shiny silver. With little specks of dirt at the bottom, from the village and things. And hand on your shoulder, pulls it away very quickly. Hello. I'm glad to see you made it. I'm sorry I left you in the control room, but I had to make sure that they didn't
ho-
hurt you.
holy smoking hot! You're so pretty.
I think that's a compliment.
You're 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 a people. You're here.
It was for emergencies.
Yeah, no, that. Yeah.
I think
Okay,
I
that's.
qualify this as an emergency.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Originally, Originally, I was created to be just an assistant for Varys, and this would have been, in the case of his untimely death or loss. Well, I was unpowered during that time, and I found my own, I would guess you would say, personhood. And you all taught me what people could be.
We're glad to have you here.
Yes, I think that's a sentiment most people share.
Indeed.
I think we should
Oh,
get
wow.
these people back away from the door.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's a good idea.
definitely.
Mm.
Everyone, maybe fall back a little bit.
Okay. People a little more orderly than before, both from the urging of you and from the guard and everything. They're trying to keep order. There are catwalks around the inside of this vault door on the top levels, higher levels, mid levels, bottom. Guards lining, members of the army, all just aiming toward the door. The people start to head into the city. You can, for reference, for a reminder of the sort of layout of this, you have the gate, a large main street that goes down a bit, and then just straight back. You can see the city hall all the way on the other side. And then on each side of the road are more streets and buildings and things. The catwalks up top with things as well. People start walking down the main street. Some running, some walking. And then you watch the ground toward the center of the city, on the inside here, begin to crack. And you watch the large beetle-like creature coming up through the ground. People start screaming. There's panic. They start dispersing away. It's far away.
Flying up.
You're flying up? Okay. It is pretty far. Maybe nearly 300 feet away.
I
And
can
it
shoot
still
that.
has... For reference, the dome is down. Now, people are screaming. There are some people who were a little too close. The people who had run that were a little too close. Some of them fall in. You see some of the undead clambering up and around. Ooh, sorry, was looking at no mic. That was sorry. I needed a second. That's really funny. Okay. So this happens. Now, Vylir, before you do, I need you for me as you fly up away from the crowd, away from the group. You fly up in the air. Take aim, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just before you do anything? Are you firing normal shot, special shot? What's your goal here? What are you going to do? What is your intention?
It is just regular shots.
Okay.
But if I see that barrier still up, I can't shoot through that, I assume.
It is. Sorry, I believe I misspoke before. It is currently.
Oh, man.
It is currently. I did misspeak. I'm sorry. I have this planned out in my head, so like I'm trying to make sure I follow the beats. It is still up. And actually for Consolida, you do notice the glowing on the scales is no longer there, so it seems to have cooled down. Oh damn. Things about. Oh shit. I might wait till Wizard gets back real quick.
I'm gonna fly after I see that the barrier is still up. I'm gonna fly back down.
Okay.
Vaguely down, like I'm still in the air.
Yeah.
So that I can get clear shots, but I'm closer to the group so that we can get bonuses.
Is this inside the mountain?
Inside the
now?
mountain.
In the middle.
Yeah, you are inside the mountain. It is in the middle of the main road, inside the mountain, like the city center area.
God, don't you love it when old crusty men who think they're intelligent just keep coming back and won't die? Fucking William Afton, get out of here.
Man. The
Sapling,
guard.
make him the man behind the slaughter.
Oh jeez. The guards that are all around the vault, they start rushing because they weren't expecting them to come through the ground. But apparently this thing can tunnel because it's an asshole, apparently. So they start rushing in that direction. Some of them igniting their own jetpacks of a sort and trying to fly in that direction, getting a little closer. Again, it's maybe 300 feet away, and it's moving. It is not staying in one place. It gets out of the ground, immediately moving toward the city hall. I assume you all give some kind of chase.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting on Sapling.
What's happening?
What?
It is
Sure.
the creature in Varus and now some of the undead clambering through the hole in the city center. They are moving toward the city hall, which is straight down the road, and it's currently pretty far. It's like almost 300 feet away.
Okay.
The barrier is
Going
still
after
up.
it then?
Yeah.
We're going after it, right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I get on Sapling back, see Seedling. Oh, hello, it's so nice to see you. Yes, me too. Here, you may need this, and she'll just give him like a bit of a cloth and like scrub his face.
Thank you.
Congrats on winning Employee of the Month.
Sapling, go faster. Smack.
Oh. And so you chase after. Some of the undead are forming a wall between you and him. The army is significantly smaller. The bright light from outside the valve, I'll just say, I think we all know, did decimate a good portion of the army. But there's still a few here. With that, there's a wall of them in front of you. Do you charge through? Do you stop and fight them? What do you do?
Yes.
Charge through?
I'm Sapling, I love you. And I support you. No matter what. Yes, we're going through that wall.
I can charge her.
Xavier
You might
will,
love Sapling, but you don't love
Well, you see,
while on demo,
well,
will
you see,
run up
guys,
beside
me.
you.
Wait a second.
Basically use both forces to get through the wall.
Hey, Vylir.
Wins.
So who
Oh,
else
no.
flying? Is it just Vylir?
I think the fly spell went down after the army got decimated.
Yeah.
If that's what you said,
Probably.
so
Yeah,
Probably just
once you
Vylir.
get in the mountain. So it's just Vylir.
Mhm.
Vylir, make a dex save.
Oh man.
Oh,
Some
can't
of
JFK
them have
this guy.
grappling hook arms.
What?
Oh, that's
That's-
not a very good deck save. That's an
that's-
11.
That's not enough.
Oh,
So here's what happens. You're in the air and all of a sudden you just feel this thing. Let me roll. Hold on. Yeah, it's a nat 20. Pierces your leg and just yanks you down. You are not on top of them, but you are now on the ground. With this harpoon basically in your leg.
Could I? How
Oh,
far
yeah.
away is Kravnos? Could he lightning? What is it? Lightning lure. Just like use it as a whip to try to whip through the whatever fibers there. If it's
Ooh.
fiber, wooden.
Ooh, fascinating. Yeah. Okay, I'll be
Unless
nice
like
and
a
say it's rope.
chain. Okay.
I'll be nice and say it's rope.
It just
Because
occurred
if
to me
it
could be
wasn't
something else.
if it
Yeah.
wasn't, Vylir would die.
Yeah.
Any damage from the grappling hook? I gotta ask.
Yeah, actually, let me roll that real quick. My bad.
Okay,
I did
sorry.
not roll it yet. No. Seriously, good. By the way, I wasn't great about handing out damage throughout. I'm gonna do some rolls probably because I don't think we're getting into the main Varus fight tonight. Like we'll start it and like get in there, but as far as like how much damage you guys have taken and stuff. By the way, you took 3. It's not a lot. 3 piercing.
Okay.
We will. I'll get that to you guys before next session. It's not going to be important tonight, I promise you. Because you all definitely took damage, even with your successes. Like Merrick, you were in the middle of things. You got hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, we'll do that. It's not gonna be a ton though. So, with that, you get pulled down. The rope does get broken from that. So you still have a harpoon in your leg, but now it's like in your fucking calf, I guess. But you're not held down anymore.
I'll get up with my wings. So that
Yeah.
We don't.
I don't
Yeah,
have
we
to
don't got-
use my leg right now.
We don't got
Literally-
triage, do we?
Literally the best person to get shot in the leg. Like literally
Yeah.
out of all of you, the best person. Okay. Charging through the line. Some of the soldiers do help to cut some of them down. You guys are able to get through, only with minimal damage taken by one of you, and reduced back down to the ground
playing the Wii
for a
Sport
moment.
right now. We
Yeah.
ballin'.
You bowling, just bowling some of them over. So you guys going through, some of the ones that get bowled over, you know, they start to get up. And I'll say for Valve's part, just places a hand on their forehead, just palm of the hand, still this like pinkish pale skin, and there's this almost burst from the palm, and the creature just its head whips back, and then it falls to the ground, and does not move. Like a fucking Iron Man blast, except there's no repulsor, and it's radiant, because Paladin. So. So, yeah, you guys continue through. You're getting closer, but this thing, it's pretty big. Sapling, I think you are probably the only person with enough speed to get there. Well, Concelida, who has the high speed? Because Sapling, I thought, was the one with the highest speed.
I think Seth probably has high speed as well.
Seth, you think so?
I mean,
Xavier
I have
on
a
a
base
horse.
of 45.
45? Was it 45?
Mine is
Okay.
50.
I'm
Okay.
at 40.
Yeah, Xavier's on his horse too, which is 60.
Let me do some math real quick.
Kravnos and Merrick at the rear with 35 both.
Because
One that's 6.
here's why I need to do math. Because yes, Seth is fast. Not the fastest. Xavier would actually be the fastest. The thing about it is, Seth is a melee fighter. So you would need to get a lot closer than somebody who's a little slower but has range stuff. So
120 feet.
this is fascinating, actually.
Yeah. not attacking while we go because I'm focusing on keeping up with everyone else, so I'm probably dashing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not okay, Xavier, you are not gonna make this roll. Your horse with the horse's stats are gonna make the roll.
Oh shit.
I need
Oh
a dex
god.
save.
Okay.
And Sapling, since you are considered the mount here, I need you to make a dex save.
Well,
Ah,
I love you, Sapling.
I'm a mount.
Right now you are.
I somewhat regret putting Consolidar on your back. I should fucking stop doing that.
Paladin auras.
Yep, don't forget that. Which I think you
what
can only get
we'll
it from
do.
one at a time, which Xavier
Yeah.
yours would be the highest.
Well, what does it do?
It adds a plus to the
adds-
save. What's Xavier's plus?
I think it's +3 for Xavier.
Plus 3?
+5. Take your +5. Please take your
There you go.
+5.
Thank you. That severely helps the situation.
Yes, come snuggle, please. I beg. Horse demo got a 22.
I got an
That's enough.
18.
It's actually not enough.
Ooh.
Oh,
So
Hold on,
here,
hold on.
here-
for the
oh.
aura, it would have been a 13.
Can I assume that? Oh nope, it's just immunity to charmed. That's weird. Never mind. I was just checking the specific one for what I'm pretty sure.
Gotcha.
I'm checking subclass ones.
Of course.
Of course.
Here is what happens. Varys turns atop this beast. He's just standing on it. He turns. His hand goes out, and this bead of fire goes out
Oh.
and impacts right in front of the two of you. Xavier, you charge on through. You're fast, but he's still pretty far. Over 200 feet away. Sapling, for reference, you were at about the 240 mark. You both were about the 240 mark when this happened. And then Xavier, you go past. Sapling, you get blasted. And you stumble, and Consolida falls off. Consolida, you get pretty good dex, so I'll say you probably land it gracefully. You're fine. You're not prone.
Did seedling fall off because I'm going to grab them?
Probably. So yeah, you do that.
I'm hugging the seedling.
Okay. And Sapling, there's fire around you. And things freeze. You watch Seedling and Consolida off to the side. And he's far. He's really far. He's out of your range. He's almost to the fucking city hall. He's 240 feet away, roughly. We'll say. That's a good measure, I think. He's farther than anything any of you can do right now.
Except for me.
Well, yes, but there's a shield.
But there's a
Fuck
shield.
you. Let me think here. Give me a moment. Trying to gather my thoughts. It's late. I have a headache. Give me a sec. Okay. So, things around you are slowed to a crawl. The flames are licking off the ground, a little bit on your clothes. But it doesn't hurt. Of course. The flames are high. In fact, they're higher than you remember them being a second ago when you were just looking at them. And then a hand reaches through one of the flames. Like a portal. It's dark. Dark black. And it drips. And as it hits one of the flames, it catches. And it roars brighter. and you see a foot that leads up into a waist, into a torso, and the hand reaches toward you to help you into a stance as you're kind of tripped over. Do you take the help?
Uh, Damn it, bestie, get the fuck away from me. So this happens and time freezes, or at least it feels like it. I can't really say with certainty because I am a weird psionic little space bug. So my thoughts moving at like 1,000 miles per hour isn't really anything new to me. Um, something like that. Um, but it probably isn't something like that because there's someone else here. This time, there's someone else here, and I know that he wants something, and I know that he can give me what I want. But I know that I won't like what the price I'll have to pay for that will be. But I consider. I look around me and I take everything in. I look at all of the destruction and the fire and the breaking of the ground, just how massive of a scale it is. And I think about this world, this stupid world that I don't want to be in. And this place, USAL. I think about USAL and the people that are here. Most of them I really don't care about. But there's a group. Well, there are two distinct, very important groups of people to me here. Um, and I think about the Woodland Riverfront Reeds. They're not. I can't remember if they're located inside of USAL walls or slightly outside, but they're close by.
They're in the
And this is
forest
a
outside.
really big scale.
Yeah.
They're in the forest. That's not that far away. I and I think about just how out of hand this is getting and just how big of a scale it is. I think about them. I think about them in danger. I don't like it. Um I I in particular think about Holder. Um and I'm realizing that if you would have asked me, um whoever whoever I am, a worm, a bug, if you would have asked me even a week ago who that man is to me, I wouldn't have been able to give you an answer, a good answer. I wouldn't have been able to give him the credit that he deserves. I would have been too prideful and too stuck in my ways and too reliant on some others who don't care for me like he does. I would have told you that he's just the father of my host and that anything I do to help him or any time that I spend with him is just to keep up appearances or keep up the morale of my host. But I'm realizing that that's not really true, and that even if he doesn't know it, he did raise the both of us, and he is my father too, and care about him, and I care about all of the Reeds clan. I think about Seedling. I turn to see. I turned to see three separate fucking people messaging me. I heard that. But I look at the fire that's mostly covering the faces of Conceladon's seedling behind me, frozen in time. I think about Seedling. He is a tricky case. He's only just learned of my existence, and I don't really think that we're friends. I don't know if we ever will be friends, but I still. Well, he's been Sapling's best friend ever since Sapling has been Sapling, so that's pretty important. I I don't really know what either of them would be without the other. And that makes me think about how weak I am and how I can't really protect this vessel by myself very well. I uh, I think about Seedling if something were to happen to Sapling. I feel like he wouldn't really have much of anybody left in his corner, and I can't explain why, but there's a part of me that kind of gets really sad thinking about it. I don't know if those are my feelings or if they're just really, really strong feelings from this body that I just can't tell apart from my own. Um, but I don't think about it too much. It's not really what's important right now. I can't see Kinsella. I can't see most of my friends, but I think about them. I think about the torchbearers and what we've lost. I think about Chiron, my first friend. I don't know what happens after death, and I'm much too scared to think about it. But I know that I'm not ready to face him if that's something that happens. Because again, this battle is insane, and I haven't gotten too badly hurt so far, but look at this fucking thing. We've just been fighting these. I mean, it's an insane horde, but half of us have been in the sky. They haven't been able to do that much. This, I don't know what this can do. And I'm scared. And I know I'm not ready to die yet, at least because I I just still have so much to do. I still have so much growing to do. I mean, I'm still thinking about him, and Chiron was like a mentor to me almost, teaching me how to be a person. I don't know what my mission was before, but I know what it is now. But I'm not only thinking about him, I think about the others and how all of us are hurting and grieving the loss of our dear friend. I don't think that most of them would miss me, but I am pretty sure that they would miss Sapling. And I don't want them to. I don't want to hurt them. I don't want them to have to grieve two of their friends. I don't want Sapling to die. I don't want to die. I'm brought back to the man in front of me. Or the hand in front of me. I know who this is, though. I know what's going on here. And I know better than to make a deal with a demon. But I don't have much of a choice. This isn't about me. This is about everyone I care about. I have people I need to protect, and I will not fret the price that I have to pay in order to do that. So I take a deep breath, something I don't really do, and I take the hand.
Okay. So you take the hand, and you get pulled not just to your feet, but into the flame. And then you see his face. It's interesting. This oily black figure, it's what you always see. It literally looks like dripping with tar. But that's not what you see when you pass through the flame. And the flame hurts. Like, it does. Like it shouldn't, but it does. And everything's still frozen for a moment. But his face isn't this demonic visage. It's beautiful. Think of whatever you would consider conventionally attractive. That is what you see. A smile, a soft smile. Wearing these white robes with gold accents, a halo, bright wings behind, before the fire starts to catch at the tip of one of the wings and burns across his body, revealing what you know and what the hand that held through was. Pulls you a little uncomfortably close. And he's tall, taller than when you met him before. And the wings remain these big leathery things. And he says, "Give him hell, kid." And then he almost kind of spins you. And you see Varys. You see him and his mount, the shield there. And he's still got your hand, and he almost holds down the arm and raises your hand towards Varys. What do you do?
As my hand is being guided, I ooh. Okay. Can I bend the spell that I'm about to use just a little bit in a way that is really thematic? Just changing the damage type.
Please do, on one condition.
Yes,
Can I describe the impact?
of course.
Go ahead.
All right. So, as again, as my hand is being guided, I feel like I am a bit closer to what I used to be. Just a lot more lonely, but that power, it's not the same, but it's similar. And so, without really even thinking about it all too much, I I do what I do best. I start to trace these glyphs into the air, tears open the sky, but it's less of this hazy, shifting, um, like mess of psychic energy. It's more of a flame this time. And well, now that I'm a warlock again, and I have gotten a nice nifty 4 levels in that, I can go ahead and send out 2 rays of Eldritch Blast with my new invocation, Eldritch Spear, will have a 240-foot range.
Yeah, it does.
So I am going to send these out. And now, with the help of this slimy bastard, these 2 puffs of arcane fire, it's still somewhat of it's just there's just a little help. It's still force, but it's flaming. And they shoot out. Would you like me to roll to hit?
In a moment.
All right.
Here's what the rest of you see. Those of you not charging past, because Xavier charging past, you see this, but like at the corner of your eye. You watch sapling fall, consolidant seedling get flung off and land. And kind of the flames lick up and Sapling stands, kind of stepping slowly and unsteadily. And will you allow me to take a little bit of liberty with something that you do in that
Please.
state? Okay. There's this moment where things are unfocused in Sapling's face. And it could just be sweat from the fire, could be water, something. Or it could be a tear. Just a single one. And then begins tracing the symbols in the air. Familiar. Just the hands moving. And then as they go out, I'm trying to think of a way to describe this in a way that everyone would understand. The beams go out. And it's as if they're slowed at first, before there's this burst and a pop in the air of sound, and they rocket forward. And as they pass through the shield, not only does the shield dissipate, but do me a favor and roll to hit with advantage on both of them.
Oh. Okay.
I'm hoping for a nat 20.
Oh, okay. Nope. I don't need this. I don't need this character sheet anymore. Come here. Okay. Ow, fuck. First one is going to be a. I can do basic math. A 22 to hit.
It will indeed. And to clarify, are you targeting him or the mount?
Hmm.
Both are good options. Because that would hit either.
I mean, well, there's two of them. What if we say first? Can we say first blast the mount, second blast Varus?
Sure. So first blast hits the mount. I'll go ahead and roll for your second. I'll describe the mount real quick. It hits the mount
All right.
after blasting through the shield. And as it hits, it just blows a chunk everywhere. And there's this moment, Varus, who is smiling after lobbing the fireball your way in the couple seconds that passed. And for the first time since this battle started, you see a look of surprise. What do we get? What do we get?
Well, that look of surprise is going to grow as the next one is going to be a 29 to hit from a roll of a 20.
That's what I was
And
hoping to
that's
hear.
the
Let's
table.
go.
I'm so
The table.
Yes, that motherfucker
table.
bitch.
Roll
The table.
Roll it. Roll a
The
D100.
table,
I'll
the
get the
table, the
table
table.
ready. I'll get the table up.
Okay, okay.
Imagine
Ripple the
it.
bitch, Sapling. We love you.
Let's see. All right. You know what? I was gonna use the like fun, fiendy, fiery, hellish dice, but since it was the pale ones that rolled the nat 20, we'll use the pale ones to roll the 100.
Mm-hmm.
It's only fair.
Of course, of course.
Okay. Okay. All right. I have got it. Whenever you're ready.
Go ahead and say it. I'm still getting the thing up, but go ahead and say it.
All right. It is 42.
Okay, hold on.
I'm so happy. I did not believe. I didn't think I was gonna get it, but the dice want to tell a story.
You know what? I will use. Oh no, there it is. I found. Okay, 42.
Yep, 42.
Okay, let me scroll.
Mm.
Can you do me one favor?
Yep.
Can you roll one more d20 for me and tell me what the number is?
Okay. That's a 5.
5. Okay. Actually, sorry. Roll one more time. My bad.
Another d20?
Yeah, another d20. Just flat.
Okay. That is a 9.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Sure. Oh, wait a second. That'd be 18. That'd
Roll
be
another
18. No, that's 18 total. That works. So, here's what happens. As the second one flies through the air and it's heading right for him. And it's flying, and again it gets that boom, that burst, or that extra burst, flying faster. The shield's already dissipating, but it flies through that same hole, and it splits into 2. The number you rolled on the D100 gave you a free attack with the same weapon, so I was having you roll for another attack, and it does hit.
Oh.
So, as it splits and it impacts, both of them do. So the mount first, chunk blown off, it stumbles a bit but keeps walking. This abomination. As the first one hits Varus, is there anywhere in particular you want it to hit him?
I want to blow his dome smooth off.
Okay. The first one, it hits him right in the face. And you watch as his head, shards of metal and bone and viscera just everywhere. And the second one, it's a little off target because it split off, hits him center mass, and knocks him off the mount.
Yes.
And the mount keeps going forward.
Fucking rush him.
And you don't see him moving. So you rush him?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I'm shooting them out more.
For sure. We'll say on the way, shooting them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we are getting close to the end here. Yeah. So you keep shooting them out, keep attacking them out. Those of you that can reach it, attacking them out. Once you get to Varus's body, the only thing left of his face is his metal lower jaw. Well, half metal lower jaw, half, and a little below the nose. The rest is gone. And all you see is a smile. And then the mount stops. It turns around. It doesn't have a face, per se. It's this smooth thing with this big horn. Again, very beetle-like. And you watch it fold upwards, revealing the bottom, where you see this face. This just twisted, contorted face. And it opens its mouth and it says, I needed something to keep up appearances. Varus Malign, at your service. And that's where we're gonna end.
No!
Oh.
Terrible.
It takes
I'm right.
It takes 1,000 points of psychic damage from that and dies.
Now,
Oh man.
before the video ends, I have to say, Richard Hardy here, I was not expecting that.